What is this place? It looks like this is the deepest part of the mine. Looks pretty. And we got way more mushrooms than we know what to do with. Oop. Well, I just found out about that. We're at the end, but we never did cross another exit. What should we do now, Lloyd? Let's think about our options. Staying here won't do us any good. Our best option is likely to retrace our steps back to the entrance. If our trip here was any indication, I don't think there are any traps in the tunnels. There's still a lot about the situation we don't understand. In the end, what was the culprit trying to accomplish by causing a cave-in? Let's find out in a sec. Good question. At the very least, it doesn't seem to be connected to the curiosities happening inside the mine. Could it be related to those people we saw at the doll studio? What? I don't deny that there was something suspicious about them. Agreed. As for whatever it is they're doing, it's unlikely. I think that's unlikely. Whoever is responsible destroyed a solid gate and set an explosive trap. This may be my detective's intuition talking, but those two didn't look like the type for those kinds of methods. I suppose you're right. Then, if not them, who else could have done it? This was a trap laid yesterday when the gate was destroyed, and the SSS wasn't contacted until today. That leads me to believe the trap was for us specifically. I hope I'm just overthinking this. What's wrong, Lloyd? Are you alright? I'm fine. Let's pull back for now. There may already be help waiting for us up top thanks to Gantz. What is... From above! What? Oh, hello! Everyone okay? A monster? What is that thing? That's no average monster. Be on your guard. Oof! What did it do to us? I can't. What the? I'm losing strength. The vibrations are sapping our energy. This is bad. Damn it. Ellie, Noelle, run for it. Don't say that. We would never. Right. We have to get out of this together. Is that... Randy! No way! Randy! Oh my god! Oh, one sec. No way! Randy? You're here! And Zeit! And Zeit too! Huh, nice timing, boys. We can talk later. Let's snuff this thing. Strike it with everything you've got. On it. I will. Target acquired. Hey, Randy made his way onto my team, even though I didn't say anything. Ah, whatever. What? Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Attack! Poison breath. Uh-oh. Look how slowly he's going. And Randy was poisoned. Analyze. Alright, oh, it'll give us the range quartz. A cryptid in the shape of a dragon. It distorts space and time when it shakes its head. It's weak to mirage. So maybe, if I have that, I should try using it. Rainbow Ray. Uh-oh. Ow! No one is nearby. Get in the circle. Get in the circle. Breath. Lloyd, you're on your own. You know what? Burning Heart. Let's go. Alright. Don't have any of that, so I'm just going to attack. What do you have? Photon, Shoot, Sparkle, Heat Wave, Firebolt, Icicle Edge, and Stone Spike. Alright, La Farte. Seriously? Of course I don't have any Mirage spells. There you go, Lloyd. I can see the notches now. Though he's probably going to keep me from being able to do that. Earth will also do. Ow! Alright. Hit it with spikes. Things are going okay so far. Alright, another breath. Oh, this may have worked. Yep, it worked. Here you go. Keep yourself healed. Another poison breath, really? Wild Joker. Stone Spike. Alright, I gotta think. I don't want you to get that. That'd be a lot of progress gone to waste. Alright, Brave Hearts. Kill him. That didn't do a lot. Megaton press. Oof. My last breath I can do. Oh, come on. Really? I didn't think that through. Rainbow Ray. Hang in there, Lloyd. Oh, good, I missed. Just keep hitting them. Alright, we got that. For how long, though? Burst! Go! Let's see. Oh, you know what? This would be a perfect time to use these. Power smash. Heavy smash. Shrink down, that's good. Triple piercer. Replace whatever was here. There we go. Holy bullet. And then heal Ellie. There we go. Think. No, don't think. Just attack right now. Poison breath. Doing good. Let's see. Rising sun. Let's go. You know what? Yeah, Blast Storm. Finish! Oh, thank goodness. That wasn't too bad. Probably a worse experience on higher difficulties. Oh, thank goodness for Randy. It vanished. When in the world was that? Making me fight some crazy ass monster my first minute back on the job. One sec. Making me fight some crazy ass monster my first minute back on the job? I just went through survival training, you know. Well, whatever. Glad we pulled that one out. Ha! You look like you barely broke a sweat. As rambunctious as ever. That was pretty impressive. I owe you one, Randy. But how did you know we were here? After I wrapped up training and was dismissed, I went straight back to the SSS building. Then I heard you guys were on your way to Mainz. By the time I finally caught up, you were already neck deep in it down here. Yeah, talk about a lucky break. But what about the cave-in at the entrance? The mains miner punched through it a little while ago. Second they did, I made my way in and came running after you. The good boy here showing up as backup was a coincidence. Glad he did, though. Huh. Thanks, Zeit. Full of surprises, aren't you, boy? Thank you, Zeit. Remind me to pick some meat for him. Pick up some meat for him later. Hey, you guys okay? It's okay, Zeit. Gantz and the miners. Huh. Thanks for the hand earlier, boys. Thank goodness you're all in one piece. And a red-haired angel. Thank you all for helping out so quickly. No need. We were the ones who asked you to do this job. I can hardly believe what's going on in here. Aren't these tunnels that our great-grandfathers mined? I never heard anything about them being like this. More importantly, why did the entrance suddenly cave in like that? I think we should go back to town for now. We can explain things fully once we're there. I agree. Let's report all of our findings to Mayor Bixen. And what a report. After returning to Mains, Lloyd and the others explained what happened to Mayor Bixen and the miners. In the end, there was no conclusive evidence pointing to who could have destroyed the gate or laid the trap at the entrance. The surrounding area was searched once again. After confirming the absence of anyone suspicious, the Guardian Force was contacted and additional patrols were requested. Meanwhile, the SSS made their way back to Crossbell City. In our car. Hop in, everyone. Randy must be like, oh, dude, this is so cool. And Zeit's just like, I'll walk, thanks. Well, Randy, we gonna have a talk? Yeah. Damn, this car is great. Don't you think I'm gonna be a total lady killer driving around in this thing? Is that what you think? Okay, only amateurs need to rely on wheels to get where they want to be, if you catch my drift. Tuh, I never said I needed anything. Randy's a player. I think he got you. Sorry to tell you, but I think Wazy might have you beat in that department, Randy. Come on, Noel. How are you going to do this to a fellow... How are you going to do a fellow CGF alum dirty like this? Sorry. Ah. That thing is still giving off the purple. We still don't know who was responsible. I can't imagine they did it without a motive. Where could they have found explosives like that? Even the CGF doesn't use those kinds of things regularly. Are you sure it couldn't have just been a blast charge that was lying around in their old mine? Granted, I don't know much about explosives, but still. No, it wasn't. Huh? Do you know something we don't? Based on the smell of the residue near the entrance, I'd say that was a newer model of explosive, no older than 1 or 2 years, and a high-performance one at that. You don't say. I'm shocked you could discern all that just from the smell. It's not like gunpowder weapons are completely obsolete. They've fallen out with regular armies, but even now some people prefer them, especially Jagers. Are you saying... So then... I'm just talking in hypotheticals. For the record, Arabonia is still the largest user of gunpowder weapons. They even have large stockpiles of old Rainford models. Really? I figured you'd know a lot more about these things than us. But Arabonia, huh? That makes matters even more complicated. Yeah, especially after yesterday. What? Something happened? Yes, actually. Ellie explained the details of their encounter with Lecter Arundel. So that playboy really is an Imperial spy, huh? I always knew he wasn't normal. More than a spy, he's a captain of their intelligence division. He might simply be here to scope out the city ahead of the trade conference. Ow! Sorry, just trying to adjust. But there's also that red-headed girl who was with him. That girl. Can you feel the warmth of her hands even now? Oh, what's this? I missed something good? Well, Noah explained what happened with the red-headed girl that was with Lecter. Whoa. Stop imagining it. Seriously, I can sympathize with how Rixia is treated by Ilya now. I guess there are some similarities. But all jokes aside, things may be coming to a head soon. Don't forget, she wasn't a normal civilian. She wasn't the only one. There's also that man we met on West Crossbell Highway yesterday who came from the direction of the Empire. Come to think of it, he had red hair too. Yeah, now that you mention it. It wasn't red like Lecter's, but more like that girl's. In fact, they might have been the exact same shade. Wait, could it be... So it was the same as mine, huh? Does that mean anything to you? Well, shit. So they finally come. Randy, what do you mean? Now what? Yes, this is Lloyd Bannings at the SSS. Bannings, it's me. Oh, Dudley. I heard you were away on business. Did you just get back? Yes, this afternoon. Emma filled me in. She said you were a big help yesterday. It was nothing, just doing our duty. More importantly, has something happened? Yes, I figured you all should know. The old Ravache compound was sold today. It officially has a new owner. The name on the deed is Crimson & Co. Crimson & Co.? Wait, it's not Hayway? Seems that they snatched the contract right from under their noses. It's an Imperial company that has a pretty checkered history, too. They're from the Empire? What kind of company is it? They run a high-class club in the Imperial capital named Nuit Blanc. They also opened a branch location in Crossbell City about a year ago. Apparently, they're aiming to launch a full-scale expansion into the state. But it must be a front, right? Well, is Orlando there? Randy? Yeah, we just met up with him. You should hear the details about this Crimson & Co. from him. I'll contact you again tonight. Wait. What's wrong? That sounded like quite the conversation. Huh, now I get it. So they got their hands on the old Ravache building, did they? Well, when we get back to the city, mind taking us to the entertainment district? Parker right by the back alley entrance. Sure, but... Randy, just what is this Crimson & Co.? Well, like I'm sure Dudley said, it's an Erebonian company that manages one of Heimdallr's most poppin' clubs, Nuit Blanc. But in reality, it's a front used to fund the Red Constellation Jager Corps. Do we have wipers on these things? On this thing? Oh, look who it was. We're done here. Shall we head back? Then again, stopping by the deserted mine could be interesting. If that's where you're going, then be careful. In the meantime, the fool is needed elsewhere. Do your worst. That reminds me, our assignments for this plan have been decided. You, the 7th on Greece, and I are going to be in charge. Really now, whipping out the big guns, are we? I suppose it makes sense. There are going to be some tricky pieces on the board. Maybe it's for the best. That was my thought exactly. Before I forget, I think I'll leave the operational report on the astral code in your hands. I'm quite excited to see how it fares in a low-level network environment. Yes, I'll take care of that when I've got free time. Well then, for the sake of our Grandmaster. Indeed, for the sake of our Grandmaster. Whoa. Huh. There may not be an audience, but there's probably no harm in making a declaration. I, Enforcer Number 0, Campanella the Fool. As the Grandmaster's representative, hereby declare the Phantasmal Blaze plan as now in motion. Oh, goody. The Phantasmal Blaze plan. I don't know anything. Yo, Randy. Let's follow him. Please no one mess with our stuff. The burst gauge has been deactivated. The burst gauge will become temporarily unusable after the climax of each chapter in the story. However, it will become available again when the story begins to pick up. When that happens, the burst gauge will then reappear in the top right corner of the screen. Be sure to take note of it. This is where it was. Oh. Well, the gang's all here. Uncle Shirley. Long time no see, Dolphy. It's been 2 years, but you haven't changed a bit. Randy, it's them, the ones from yesterday. So the pieces begin to fall into place. So you really are related to them, huh? The hair color was a dead giveaway and all, but still, wasn't expecting a family reunion today. What are you doing here, Lecter? Are you involved with the purchase? Maybe a little bit. Man, it's a good thing we beat Hayway and the Four-Eyed Lily Dragon or whatever to the punch. That's right. I had to back off in the Eastern Quarter, but this time I'll get to play with them all I want. Eastern Quarter? You mean that war you guys waged with Hayway last year in Calvert? So tell me, Uncle, what are you doing in Crossbell? What the hell are you planning? We're here for business, obviously. More importantly, I've got something to tell you, Randolph. My brother finally bit the dust. What? Happened last year while you were MIA. He and Zephyr's boss ended up offing each other. A battle to the death between the war god and his bitter rival, the Jager King. You should have seen it. It was awesome. That's so? Stupid old man. He died doing what he loved. Bet he had a real satisfied look on his smug-ass face, didn't he? Yep, he looked like he had the time of his life. Lucky old man. I wish I could find a rival like that. If nothing else, he went down with no regrets. Aside from having a worthless deserter of a son. Vacation's over, Randolph. Keep your schedule open. We'll be in touch. Later, Dolphy. Catch you guys later. Great. From one horrible group to another. Randy, was that? Are they who I think they are? Yeah. Vice leader of the Red Constellation, Sigmund Orlando, and his daughter, one of the commanding officers, Shirley Orlando. My uncle and cousin, the strongest and worst of the ogres. Oh boy. Oops. And that ends Chapter 1, Ominous Days. Alright, out of sight, out of mind. Let's save, and let's at least get a spot where we can be in control. If not, this'll be where we end it if something comes to interrupt. The West Zemuria Trade Conference, an international trade summit hosting prominent heads of state in Western Zemuria, as proposed by Crossbell's newly elected mayor, Jager Croix. Or Croas, whatever. Oh boy. Look at all the security. That is a giant... Man, imagine pulling the curtain on that thing. Additionally, the opening of the conference will double as Crossbell's unveiling of its new City Hall building. Its name, Orcus Tower. At 40 stories and 250 arc tall, the tower is the continent's first true skyscraper and is garnering attention all around Zemuria. It is the day before the international dignitaries are to arrive in Crossbell and attend the unveiling of Orcus Tower. The Special Support Section, meanwhile, has been called to police headquarters to attend a meeting about security measures. And that sums up the security plans for the next 3 days. The CGF has already adopted a rigorous inspection system at Belgard Gate and Tangram Gate. As far as the rest of the city is concerned, if you would, Chief Jolik and Inspector Donovan. Right. The Metropolitan Division will have all hands on deck with the city patrols these next few days. We're at max operations until the end of the conference, so don't worry. As for the 2nd Division, our efforts will be focused on train station, airport, and commercial areas. We're also at full tilt until this is all said and done. And as you know, the 1st Division will be in charge of the conference's security. I've little doubt of our division is capable of handling any and all possible outcomes. But there's no such thing as flawless security system. That's where we come in, isn't it? Yes, as I told you, I think it'd be best if the SSS Chief Sergei were in charge of public relations here at HQ. We'd also like you to be in charge of coordinating with the Guardian Force too. You sure know how to ask a lot of a guy. Huh. With how you're always sticking your nose into things, I'd say he's got the right man for the job. Our entire system's going to be stronger with you watching our blind spots. You're really living up to your reputation as Sergei the Sentinel. Give me a break. That's ancient history. Sergei the Sentinel? I can see it. Knock it off. I said that was a long time ago. Anyway, you're good with them helping out? Yes, I'm fine with it. The SSS will do well as reserve forces for the time being. Reserve? We're to continue our regular duties, but be ready to respond at a moment's notice. If we're called in, am I right? Yes, essentially. The bracers use a similar method as well, but as you can imagine, we can't just rely on them for something like this. And since we have new tenants in the neighborhood, we need the insurance in case of unforeseen circumstances. By tenants, you mean the Red Constellation? I do. The Red Constellation Jager Corps. They're said to be one of the strongest corps in all of Western Zemuria. We've been able to confirm that the bulk of their forces have now entered Crossbell. We also have to take into consideration that they and Heiwei had a large-scale conflict in the Republic just last year. They're dangerous, alright. You thinking they're gonna come after Heiwei again, now that they're both in the same city? No, actually. We're staying alert, but Jagers are ultimately motivated by Mira. Just because they've seen the enemy before, doesn't mean they're enemies now. Isn't that right, Orlando? Suppose so. They couldn't care less about territory. Unlike a mafia, to Jagers, all that matters is Mira and the battlefield. Not uncommon to have a beer today with the same guy you were trying to kill yesterday. Silver lining being, I don't think they're holding a grudge against Heiwei. True, but that begs an even more elusive question, doesn't it? If it has nothing to do with Heiwei, then why has the Red Constellation come to Crossbell? The 1st Division has been looking into that, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. However, we have reason to believe they're being backed by the Imperial government. It's impossible to overlook that it may be related to the trade conference itself. If so, maybe it does involve Heiwei if they're being backed by the Republic. I wouldn't rule it out. Point is, we can't just ignore them if this trade conference is ever going to go off without a hitch. Obviously. On that note, we have intel that the Red Constellation has been spotted on the outskirts of the state. If you're going to the surrounding towns and villages, it bears investigating while you're there. Understood. We'll be gathering more information on the Red Constellation while tackling our support request. We'll also be able to drop whatever we're doing and provide backup if necessary. We're happy to help however we can. Darn straight, we'll be counting on you, SSS. Yeah, thanks for having our backs, kids. Alright. Chapter 2, the West Zemuria Trade Conference. And we're still not done. Oh my goodness. Let's see, CGF training exercise is from Douglas. Tangram Gates. Dr. Salin, St. Ursula's new professor of pharmacology and neurology, has an urgent request. While you are here, we have the results of the drug analysis that you requested. Ancient text investigation. And Old Amorica Road monster extermination. The urgent requests are from the CGF and St. Ursula this time around. I'm a little surprised to see a request from Instructor Douglas, too. Instructor Douglas? You're referring to the new deputy commander of the CGF, right? Yeah, he used to be an instructor at the police academy prior to becoming deputy commander. He's where I picked up my suppression techniques and hand-to-hand combat fitness. Before he was an instructor, he was a full-time member of the Guardian Force. But he got on the bad side of the CGF's former commander and was demoted so that he wouldn't cause trouble. Duggo was in charge of my training too. The man's as tough as nails. Wouldn't be surprised if he was the strongest guy in all the CGF. Wow, he sounds incredible. Considering his position within the CGF, I'm looking forward to meeting him. The request is the perfect chance. And this other one seems to be from a newly appointed doctor at St. Ursula. Yep, looks like they took over the pharmacology and neurology departments with Joachim gone. I wouldn't mind scoping out what kind of person they're like, if you feel me. I feel like I've heard the name Salin somewhere before, though. Isn't it a well-known name out in Remiferia? You may be thinking of the Salin Company. They manufacture medical equipment. They're a distinguished family with ties to the Grand Prince. It's possible our sender is related. Well, in that case, I doubt they're suspicious. Either way, we have to go to St. Ursula since they'd like to speak with us about the drug. Sounds like you'll be able to meet up with that lovely big sister of yours you're so infatuated with. You know, the chick who looks like a holy saint in her nurse's uniform, right? What? Well, I mean, yes, Cecile has done much for me over the years. Wait a minute. How do you know about her? You've never even met her. My bad. Spilled the beans. Damn it, Randy. You're only upset because they're right, Lloyd. It sounds like Wazy was right on the mirror. Although, considering how amazing she is, I can sympathize with him. Ahem. Anyway, yes, I'd like to meet with Cecile before we see this new doctor. I'm worried how the hospital has been coping after all the damage that Joachim did. I agree. Oh, but isn't Shizuku coming to the city today? Kia left for the Bracer Guild to visit her a little while ago. Yeah, she sounded really excited to play with Shizuku all day. I figured they're still at the guild, so let's check in on them if we have time. That sounds good to me. This Shizuku girl is the Divine Blade of Wind's daughter, right? Yep, right around Kito's age too. You wouldn't believe how sweet a kid she is, considering how uptight her old man can be. I've only ever heard about her, but after Fran made such a fuss about her, how cute she is, I've been excited to meet her. Sounds fun. Well, in that case, why don't we use our rounds as an opportunity to get to know the Divine Blade of Wind's family. And while we're at it, we can start looking into a certain someone else's family too. Wazy! Watch your mouth! That's fine, the man's right. Jokes aside, we may share the same blood, but they're no laughing matter. Wouldn't be surprised one bit if they're the ones who triggered who rigged the mine with explosives. Randy. You don't have to jump to conclusions that quickly. Nah, I know Uncle and Shirley too damn well. This is just a hunch, but I'm pretty sure they were testing your skills out. They want to see the skills behind the team that snatched me away. They went that far just for that? And let me guess, to them it was all just harmless fun. They're the type to go to these lengths to satisfy their curiosity, aren't they? Bingo. That kind of trap may as well have been a housewarming gift from the Constellation. Sucks since I just got back, but it might be better if I looked into them by my... No, this is exactly why we should all look into them. We shouldn't let the Red Constellation do as they please. We'll eventually need to ascertain why they're here in Crossbell and if they're working with the Imperial government. However, it's only something we should do together, as the SSS. Lloyd. We need you, Randy. I have no intention of letting you do this by yourself. I think it's fair to say you'd have a harder time without us, too. So please, stop trying to brush us aside. Look at the guilt in those eyes. He totally got you. But he's right, though. Combining our strength in times of hardship is what the SSS does best, isn't it? Indeed it is. How else would we have handled the cult incident without facing it as a team? Isn't this the exact same, Randy? Huh. You got me. Guess I've been acting like a bit of a selfish ass. You don't say. Anyway, now that we have our own car, we should patrol outside the city while we work through these requests. This is a good opportunity for us to visit Belgard Gate and Amorca Village, too. Right. We haven't been able to either in a while. By the way, Commander Bales is stationed at Belgard Gate now, isn't she? Yes, that's right. I think she's swamped preparing for the trade conference, though. Muriel's out there too, so it'd be cool to check in on her. Shall we be off then? Holy shit, finally! Support member. Yes, I know how the support member works. Please shut up. Okay, with that, next time on The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure, we'll be looking into these requests. I'll see you guys then.